Hi everyone, this is Stacy in Japan and welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I've posted a video, or maybe not so long, but I wanted to talk to you about something that's a little more on the serious side after having been in Japan for over 2 years. Okay, like 2 years and 2 months, sort of ish. Right, so I was talking to a friend of mine recently and she said, that she was thinking about going to China. I'm like, China? I'm like, okay. I'm like, why China though? And she said, there are some recruiters in Jamaica who are recruiting for a particular location in China. And I'm like, okay. And then it got me thinking, that I came to Japan through a recruiter for Japan. And I mean, the truth of it is, I had heard about working in Japan from I was in university. I didn't hear about working in other countries teaching English. And this was like from 2002. So, more and more persons now are looking to Jamaica to recruit. So I was thinking to myself, okay, we know the economic situation in Jamaica. We know the crime situation in Jamaica. And it might be very similar in other countries where recruits are currently taking place for native English speakers to teach English, regardless of whatever their undergraduate degree is in. And I thought to myself, okay, with the information that I know now, would I have made the decision to come to Japan? And so I wrote down a few things that I want persons to think about before they leave their home country to go to any country to work, because teaching English can be done in several countries, as you will learn later on in this video. So the first thing that I thought about was, who or what is your current support system? In other words, where do you draw your strength from and your encouragement and your motivation? Where does that come from? Where you are right now in your home country? Is that from your family? Is that from yourself? Is that from your community? Is it from like a church group or a small group, from your church or something? Where exactly does that support come from? Because when you leave your country, you're going to another country where you either have to, one, develop a new support system, two, try to cling to the system that you have back in your home country, which is going to be a little difficult, let me tell you that from experience. Or three, I don't know, get fed up, frustrated, and leave the country. So where does your support system come from? People come, or people leave their home countries at varying ages and stages for varying reasons, okay? Some are really young, just leaving university or college. Some are looking to start a family somewhere. What is your reason for leaving your home country? Is it only to go abroad to work and earn some money? Is it to go and explore and travel the world and see something new? All of these are very good and very valid reasons, okay? But you have to think about, I've kind of jumped past my second point to my third point. When the money or the salary is no longer a motivation for you, what happens? When your peace of mind is being challenged and you're emotionally stressed and drained, what is going to happen? Yes, you are making money, but then you are so out of it, What are you going to do? And so it's important for you to choose the country, which was my second point. Choose the country that you want to go to wisely. How are you going to do this? Oh, I know nothing about the country that I want to go to. Well, first question, why that country? Is it only because they are recruiting from your home country? So maybe you have persons from Japan recruiting for Japan, or from China, or from Korea, or from any other Asian countries recruiting for their countries. Is that the reason why you're choosing that country? Know this, There are many countries around the world that are seeking English teachers from native countries, native English speaking countries. So it's not limited to Asia. There's also Europe, Latin America, the Middle East, you name it, it's there. Okay, so you do not have to be restricted or limited by the recruiters that come to your country. So if there's a particular country that you have interest in, I would suggest that be your first point of research, whether or not they are seeking native teachers of English or native English teachers, something like that, right? So the countries that are recruiting in your country, are you interested in them? Personally, I was not interested in Japan, and frankly speaking, I'm still not interested in Japan. I was never interested in Japan. Even as an artist, I was not interested in anime or anything like that, and I mentioned this in a previous video. So I came to Japan without any interest, and I've been here for over 2 years, and I have not really developed any interest. I still have not taken the Shinkansen. It's neither here nor there to me. Maybe I'm too old, evidenced by the gray hairs. I don't know, but like, I'm here in Japan and I'm here to work. I'm here for a better life, better opportunity. But guess what? Now the money is no longer sufficient. Psychologically, it's been torturous. I am drained emotionally, and so I want to save you from this kind of heartache. Personally speaking, I have an interest in Europe. Right? Now the thing is, I don't necessarily want to uproot myself at this moment to go and relocate to another foreign country with other cultures and practices and another language. Yeah, that too. Right, so are you interested in the country that you are being recruited for? Are there things about the country that would affect your current practices in your hometown? Or would they contradict your belief, your thinking, or any other commitment you have to your customs? You have to think about these things, especially when you're going to vastly different non-Western countries, if I can put it that way. All right? Yes, so if you are really just seeking to jump out of a difficult situation or economy, please don't make the wrong choice. Think about these things. Ask yourselves these questions. The country that you're going to, how are foreigners perceived? Right? How are they treated in general? I know every situation is different, but overall, what has it been like? Do you have any connections in that country already? Are there persons from your home country already there who you can get some first-hand information from? That is very helpful. Right? How remote is the location that they are recruiting you for? How remote is that? Right? You have to think about these things because you will need something to bridge the gap when, one, you start to get very lonely. Hey, you may come here and have a thriving dating lifestyle. Maybe, I don't know. It depends on you and your individuality. Or you may come here and find yourself in a very remote area. What is going to bridge that gap for you? Are you going to find yourself traveling every holiday to go back home? Which means you'll be spending a lot of money, especially if you're coming as far as Jamaica. What's going to keep you focused? Do you have some goals in mind that if you come to, say, Japan, or you go to another country that you're really not interested in, but you got the opportunity, so you went? What is going to keep you motivated and focused to stay for however long you plan to stay in the country? You have to hold on to that. You have to find that. You have to dig really deep. A lot of people are struggling right now. Some have gone back home. Some persons now just don't care anymore, because there are so many things that we have to deal with psychologically, especially being in a foreign country whose language is not English, whose customs, beliefs, and practices are vastly different from ours. think on these things before you make that big step. All right? I want you to think about these things before you leave on a nice yard. And in all things, give thanks. Put it in prayer before God if you are a person of faith, you know, and take that step of faith if you believe this is where God is leading you. Thanks for watching, and this is Stacy in Japan. Peace out. Bye-bye.